Hello there. Welcome back to Jennie Designs with Paper. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm working on a collage tag, so get comfy and let's get crafty. This is the April 2023 mid-month mini mission prompt for the Mission Inspiration Facebook group. And I kind of went sideways with it. Like literally sideways. My tag is normally 4 inches across by about 8 inches long, but I decided to create on it in the horizontal orientation today. The first thing I want to do is adhere this green textured pattern paper to the front and back of my tag. So I am going to go use this Yoo-Hoo glue stick. This is has a screw-on lid so it doesn't dry out. I like it. My fingers still get sticky because, I'm a messy crafter. Glue, paint, ink, mixed media, or gel medium rather, it all just gets all over my fingers. But it's okay because I wash. Once I have the tag attached to my pattern paper, I am going to trim that down. I pulled out a self-healing mat and a finger knife from Fiskars. I'm not great at it. You would think that since the cardboard's a little thicker than the pattern paper, I'd have a little edge to work with and I'd get it cut straight, and that's what I thought too. Turns out, not always. But that's okay. Once I get it trimmed out, it'll all be fine, right? It'll all be fine. I do need to go ahead and punch the hole in my tag. Oh my heavens, my chair is so creaky. I need a new office chair. It is so bad. Sorry. Anyway, I digress. Once I've punched the hole in the tag, I'm going to put the same paper on the other side of this tag. So we have the same green polka dotted paper on both sides. It's it's not a solid green. It's a light mint green, but it has some pops of a yellowish green in there as well. So it's not flat. It has a little bit of dimension and texture to it. And I'm going to use scissors this time to trim off the excess because, well, yeah, it's just easier and faster. And yeah, I don't know why I keep trying to use that little finger knife. I'm terrible with it, but that's okay. And once this is trimmed down, I need to punch the hole on this side as well so that it can attach to my book ring with the rest of my tags for this year. And then I'm going to ink it up. So I've pulled out my archival fern green ink. And I am going to take this green ink and go all the way around the edges of the front side of my tag. I want to hide the white core of that paper that I attached, and it just gives it a finished look in, my opinion. And it's my tag, so my opinion is most important. Anyways, that's kind of how I look at it. It's for my benefit. And so if I like it, I like it. And I like green. Green is my color. I know a lot of people don't love green, but I like green. I like all the greens. Once I have the edges all inked up, I am going to stamp some background texture onto this onto this tag rather. Excuse me. Words are hard today. I have a Flourish stamp set. It's an old one from Stampin' Up. I keep it because every once in a while you need a flourish. It's not one that I use all the time, which is funny because they're pretty images, but whatever. I am going to ink up the stamp and stamp it a few times along the bottom edge of the tag. Most of it will actually be covered up and when all is said and done, but I needed a little bit of texture in the background of my tag. I will twist and turn the stamp so that it does not go down on the paper exactly the same way every time. And I will put a little bit across the top, or in the corners on the top rather. Again, just because. There is no other word after that. Just because. It has been kind of an interesting week. Thank goodness it's Friday because I feel like this week needed to have a rapid succession or a rapid end. That's what I mean. Now that I have all the stamping done, I'm going to pull in my focal image, and I have printed and cut out a bunch of houseplants, 6 houseplants, I think, in different shape and size pots. 3 of the pots are white, so I'm trying to spread them out and make sure that none of the 2 white pots are together. I'm also trying to make sure that the height variation is a little bit different. And I didn't really love how that went because I felt like it was too squished together. So now I went in super fast motion to kind of try and lay it out again and get the, trying to get the leaves and the branches to kind of work together here. Work with me, people, or plants, work with me. Once I had that figured out, I started gluing, and I glued the bottom down, but I left the right hand side of the leaves not pressed down so that I could slide the plant pots in and around each other. I do have a piece of scrap paper here on my work surface just to make sure I don't get glue everywhere, because we've already established I'm a messy crafter. I would get glue everywhere. I found, okay, so how this tag came to be. I'm going to tell you that story while I'm putting all these plant pots on here. I had no idea. I had no idea what I was going to do for green fingers. I mean, I could do literal green fingers. I could do something with flowers because it's spring. I thought about Shrek. I thought about the Grinch. I thought about the witch from Wicked. I just could not figure, nothing was jumping out. Nothing was jumping at me. And I started looking through Pinterest and just looking for, I literally searched green fingers. That's what I was just stumped. I searched green fingers and I found a quote, which I'm not going to tell you that yet because it's a surprise. But that quote kind of gave me a jumping off point to work with. So then I had to go and find some house plants that I could import to my computer and remove the background on and resize and cut down. And this, is it a philodendron? The one that's in my fingers now? I can't remember. I did have to trim off some of the leaves just a little bit because it was just too much on that left-hand side. So I'm going to lay it down and realize it needs a haircut. And as I'm watching this voiceover, I realize my nail polish kind of matches. It's kind of a iridescent yellowy green color. So it's a perfect day to be shooting the footage for this tag. I know. Green fingers, green fingernails. It just all works. See? Once it comes together, it comes together. I'm just saying. All right. I have my 6 plant pots on there, and they're still a little more squished together than I intended them to be, but it's okay. So now that I have my pots on there, I can show you the quote I found. It says, "It's not hoarding if it's plants." Now, I wish I could say that I was a plant hoarder or that I was even a good plant person, but I'm not. I tried houseplants. What are those palm tree things that everybody has in their house? I think I killed like 15 of those. All you have to do is water them. The only other thing I've been able to keep alive are peace lilies. I even tried succulents. You're not supposed to even have to water those things. And yeah, no, that didn't work either. But the peace lilies so far, they're holding on. All right, so now I'm going to sign and date this tag. And once it is signed and dated, I'm going to flip it over and put the cropped card on the back. That's just kind of my way of remembering what I created or why I created what I created. You know, because sometimes my memory is not as good as it used to be. Shh, don't tell my kids. They don't need to know that. Okay, I'm going to put the prompt card on the back. I am going to call this tag completed. Here is a close-up of some of those houseplants and a photograph I took of the finished tag. It's been an interesting video. I'm grateful for those of you who hung on to the end. Here's a couple of other videos. Maybe they'll be a little bit less weird for you. I've also added a subscribe button. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you did. Give me a thumbs up. Let YouTube know you liked the video. Leave a comment down below. Do you keep your plants alive or do you kill them? And I hope you have a really fabulous day.